we always talk about college players being exploited. This is the ultimate exploitation.
It's good basketball. Let it go.
That's not the point, Shaq.
So what is the
What is the financial incentive other than the network making money on these high school kids? We always complain about college teams are making all this money, but
high school.
This high school.
It's going to be middle school next.
Come on, man.
I'm hosting the middle school television.
It's always been like that, Chuck.
Listen, I'm just asking.
I agree.
You agree?
I agree. I agree.
Come on, man.
Stop it.
I do. I think
stop
it's
one.
to
The
the
two
point.
powerhouse high schools playing.
Well, if you're
That's a
talking
big
about
spotlight with TV at a very early age.
No, but if you're saying that the teams are that this is an amateur sport and then you want kids not to get paid and think about money, then you can't make
money on them.
You can't make money on them. It doesn't make any
You're making
sense.
money on the college kids. Now you're making money on high school kids.
First
Give
of
me
all-
a break.
Hey, just a second. We need, because we have to get this in, okay? We need to step back, go to Memphis, halftime ceremonies and halftime entertainment there. Leslie Odom of Hamilton fame singing Bridge Over Troubled Water. After they lost 13 games in a row, the Pelicans then went 10-5, trying to make it 11-5, and they are taking it at the Memphis Grizzlies after 24 minutes at FedEx Forum. American Express halftime report. Ernie Johnson along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith and Charles Barkley on this MLK Day. 3 games to come here on TNT. So this one. And then we've got the Lakers and Celtics, and then we've got the Warriors and the Blazers. And
2.5.
2.5.
I know, but it's 3 games total that we're bringing you.
Stop.
TNT.
It's a day of peace.
We also have American Express teammates, and I fully expected when we did this we'd be talking about Ja Morant.
He's not had a good half.
No, he has not. So we're talking Drew Holiday, who's missed 7 games. For the Pelicans with a strained left elbow, and he's looking great today with 21. Josh Hart contributing 10 off the New Orleans bench, and it has been all New Orleans. And Shaq's breakdown includes a look at both sides. Is this correct, big fella?
Yes, pay attention, fellas.
Okay.
When we were younger, we played inside, outside, right?
Yes, sir.
All in the same game. Now these teams, one's playing inside, one's playing outside. Take a look. Right here, you see in Memphis, Charles, you like this, they're playing that old school high percentage basketball, taking in the post, score right over you. Again, right here, we're not shooting jumpers. We're going to take advantage of the mismatches. You're too little. Barbecue chicken alert. Now here, New Orleans, you know what? We don't want to play outside. Our big fella's on the bench. He should be playing today, but he'll probably play tomorrow. We're going to do what we do right here. Shoot it from the outside. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But a very different game from when we played, fellas. Again, we used to play inside out, but these teams, you either play inside or you play all outside.
How about New Orleans hitting a franchise record for a half? 15 threes. They were 15 out of
Outside.
28. Yeah, they are from the outside normally, 3-pointers. So 69-50 is the halftime score. Yeah, go ahead, Chuck.
Okay. Well, I wanted to give you what you said we were talking about.
Go ahead, Kenny.
Because I'm not running the board because he and I were debating. If you're general manager, which young team would you want? The Memphis Grizzlies or the New Orleans Pelicans?
Well,
and this is where the debate began.
and I think when Zion comes back
Which will be Wednesday.
because Jackson and Ja Morant are nice building pieces for the Grizzlies going forward. But when Zion comes back and Ingram, those are going to be 2 nice building blocks too. But it's going to be interesting how those 2 guys play together. Because when you find out who's a good player or a great player, you have to see them play with other talent. There's a lot. I was talking to the great Kevin McHale in the back, and we were talking, and Steve Smith, we were talking about there's a lot of looters in the NBA. But there's a lot of looters in the ride around here, guys who put up great numbers who can't play dead.
Thank you.
And when you get to, it's going to be curious when Zion comes back because that's going to cut down on Brandon Ingram's touches. He's going to probably get 10 to 15 less touches. And how you become a great player, what am I going to do those other 15 possessions? Whether I'm going to be a rebounder, a defender. So you really can't judge these guys. Like I say, there's a lot of looters in the ride going around in the NBA today.
Meantime, the first half for Ja Morant, 3 points, 4 assists, 1 out of 5 shooting. for the
But this ain't a good matchup.
the guy who's going to be the Rookie of the Year.
Well, no, I also think that his game, Charles said it, 15 touches that he hasn't, because there's an assist right there. The ability to freeze it, if y'all can freeze that. Can y'all freeze that anywhere? Is like another post-up guy. So here he is in the paint. Regardless of what happens, he puts 2 feet in the paint on every other possession. So now the defense sucks in. He's able to find people. Now they have better shooting opportunities or driving lanes. So you don't measure his game only by points or assists. It's the ability to affect the game, and he does it. Even when he's not playing well, the game could be affected.
What time does Zion game start Wednesday?
Tuesday.
Okay, I want to make sure.
Wednesday, right? I'm not sure.
I mean, they got to start the game earlier because it seems like he's going to bed real early right now.
He just needs to get back on the floor, man. That'll wake him up.
What'd you say, Chuck?
Memphis, by the way, number 8 in the West coming in. They're getting beat by 19 at home. In his return to Oklahoma City, Russell Westbrook has been electric, has 18 points in the first half to lead everybody. But the Rockets, for just the 3rd time this season, held under 50 in the first half. Trail at 60-48 as we welcome you to the American Express Halftime Report. Ernie Johnson, Kenny, Shaq, and Charles. Charles tried to tell you, Oklahoma City Thunder.
Gonna win this thing.
They have been impressive.
Oh, they're gonna win this game tonight.
They have been impressive, 21-16, and we've talked about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the experience and leadership of Chris Paul, Dennis Schroeder off the bench. How about Gallinari in the first half?
Well, they got a bunch of pieces. Everybody know about Steven Adams. They know about Chris Paul. But this dude here has been a good player in this league for a long time. The only question about Gallinari, can he stay healthy? But listen, this is the perfect situation for Chris Paul. You got a bunch of young guys and a couple of veteran guys. And you saw his interviews, like, we just go play and we just go have fun. And, Schroeder, to me, is the best guard, not named Lou Williams, coming off the bench in the NBA. He's a perfect backup point guard. Sam Presti doesn't get enough credit. To lose Kevin Durant, to lose Paul George, to lose Russell Westbrook, and make your team relevant.
Serge Ibaka.
But I'm just talking about
James Harden?
But I'm just saying, I think Sam Presti is probably the most underrated GM in this league.
American Express teammates, guys who aren't exactly teammates, but guys we want to spotlight. And certainly, Kenny, you were saying before the game, look, yeah, certainly there's everything about Russell Westbrook in this game, but there's also Chris Paul of OKC after spending 2 years with James Harden and the Houston Rockets, and you see their numbers in the first half. What you got for picks?
It's interesting to watch, these two guys. I'm actually going to walk to the board. Because I know I'm actually going to walk to the board. I'm not going to run. But it's interesting because one of them, you talk about when they traded places, so to speak. They did the Eddie Murphy and traded places. But what he does here is Russell Westbrook, as we watch, he's able to get to areas of the floor because of his athleticism. Now, freeze it here. Now, any other point guard in the NBA, this is a kick because I can't go any further. This is Steven Adams. Got to be, Charles, is he one of the strongest guys in the NBA?
Yes.
Okay, now you got great defense here. You got 5 guys here. But Russell Westbrook is still able, freeze it here, to get into the paint against everyone else and find the shooter in the corner instead, because the corner, they say, is the analytical best shot, but it just allows everyone to get opportunities that they didn't get before and get fouled. Chris Paul, on the other hand, if you freeze it here, he's a set guy. This is why this is a better situation for him. Because if he says, I'm going to control the game and run your sets. So here, we run in our play, we get the double screen, and we're going to get the lob inside and swings it around. But then, if we don't like it, I can calm it down again, freeze it again. I'm not in a rush. I'm going to get us into our set and let everybody get space. We don't have to play with the pace that the Rockets play at. And I can get these young guys and the old guys into interaction because now he's better at it than anyone else. One's better at one thing, one's better at the other. And you know what? I heard it today, and I'm going to give him some credit for it because I thought about it after he said it. Kendrick Perkins, he was on TV today talking about how one guy is a great guy setting the play table, and one guy is better at getting into the open floor. and it's a better situation for both of them.
And Kevin Love the other day
I'll give him
talking
credit
about talking about OKC and talking about the way Chris Paul runs that pick and roll and such a headache.
Who said that?
Kevin Love.
Oh, he's such a slug.
It's criminal. It's criminal what they're doing.
It's criminal.
Oh, I know. I knew.
You know, I was
Thug or slug? What's a thug or slug?
slug. Hey, Chuck, you know, me and Kenny in the back and listen to music. We listen to Bone Slugs and Hungry.
I somehow knew that when I brought up that what'd you see from
Slug
Westbrook
life
in the first half?
Slug life?
Slug life.
Well, listen, me and Chuck know this personally. When you come back home, you want to let him know, hey, you made a mistake. So we knew he was going to come out aggressive, but he's just taking advantage of these little guys. He's just going to the
He's
hole.
just bullying these little guys.
Bullying him, like, you know,
Get out of here, little fella.
Get out the way. You know, you could stay on the outside and shoot threes, but he's like, nope.
No.
I'm getting to the hole, and you can have 1 or 2 people come if you want.
He get by
and
street
yes, I
pass.
can still make the pass and get my teammates involved, but he's very, very focused there. And I still
Now, this
think
is
they're
just
going to win
a
this game.
mismatch right here. That's like
They're going to win this game, Ernie.
Ernest said, not going to win this game.
They're going to win the game.
Okay, I told you, I bet you whatever.
They got 2 boxes.
I got 2 Dr. Donuts.
Westbrook with 18. Harden just
Know
2
why
out
they
of
gonna win the game?
12 in the first half. It is 60 to